Hi everyone, thanks so much for stopping by. Today is the first time I'm going to be going ahead and doing a tutorial for you using the Shades of Fame palette. Today I'm going to actually be concentrating on a nice blue smoky eye using the color Pacific. So I hope you'll stay tuned and see how I got this look. So I already have my moisturizer on, and I'm going to go ahead and use my Olay brightening and correcting primer. I've been trying this out so I can get a good opinion of it for you guys. Still kind of mixed on how I feel about it. I'm not sure if it's really doing much more than just your average primer will do, but I'm still in the process of testing it, so we'll see what my final decision is about it. You'll have to excuse my hair. I did just get out of the shower, so I'm a little red and splotchy from exfoliating. I will say that this primer does sink in pretty quickly, which is a good thing because then you don't feel like you're sitting around waiting for it forever. And then today I'm going to go ahead and use my Neutrogena Healthy Skin. This one is in Natural Tan 100. This foundation applies very well with your fingers and gives you a nice natural coverage. I'm just going to kind of work in zones on my face, blending as I go. Blend it down my neck a bit. A little bit for the forehead. And making sure I get right up to that hairline. Now I'm going to let my foundation kind of sit for a minute, soak in, and really absorb to the skin. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to priming my eyes, and for that I'm going to go ahead and use the Smashbox primer that comes with it. It's the Photo Finish Lid Primer. I'm just going to work that all over the eyelids. Now I'm going to work off of this Pacific color from the palette for my eyes. So while I'm priming, I'm going to go ahead and use the Milani Shadow Eyes in 05 Aquatic Style as a base color for it. Because I kind of want to give this a chance to set as well and, you know, give a good solid base for the shadow. I'm just going to be putting that across to my lid first. And then I'm going to take a concealer brush, and this is kind of like a pencil type concealing brush, and it is by Sonia Kashuk. And I'm just going to blend that so that I've got a nice solid color across the eye and blend out the edge so it's not harsh. These do set up nicely, so you do need to go ahead and work them in relatively quickly after you put them in, so that you do still have the ability to move them around a bit. In this application, it's not necessary that it's perfect, so it's okay if it sets up a little bit on you. Now that my foundation is set in, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the face and let the eyes set a bit. Now I just want a nice soft cheek for this eye look since it's going to be very bold. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Tarte Flush, and this is a cheek stain. I'm just going to take it and get a little on my fingers instead of putting it directly on my cheeks. And then I'm just going to dab it along my cheeks. I like to do this before I contour when I use my cheek stains, and that way the highlight and the contour powders will kind of set it. And I like to build it up just a little bit at a time so that I don't end up with a giant streak across my cheek. And I keep the little caps that come on these when you first get them. To me, it just kind of helps add an extra layer of protection so that it doesn't dry out. So now the next thing that I'm going to do is go ahead and contour my cheeks and face. And for that, I'm going to use my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil today. I'm just going to use a small angled blush brush. Always build. It's easier to put more on than it is to take any off. Contour under my jaw. And a little around my hairline. Then I'm going to take my e.l.f. Kabuki and just blend that a bit on the cheeks and on the jawline. Around the hairline. And we're just blending it around so that there's no harsh line in the contouring, just kind of fades into the face as an accent. Now I'm going to highlight, and I'm going to use my shade and Sculpt from Laura Geller, and I'm just going to use the highlight color. I'm using a Real Techniques brush. This one is the contour brush. Now, I'm not going to use any concealer under my eyes today because I don't really feel like I need it today. But you can definitely do that if you feel like you need to cover any dark circles under your eyes. And this may seem like a funny order to do things in, but when you see the final product, you'll see that the face looks very natural while still being defined and having a small flush to the cheeks. Now I'm going to lightly dust my Balance and Brighten and Tan over the entire face. You only need a very small amount and just work it around the whole face just to set everything. Down onto your neck. Alright, so I went ahead and I zoomed in a bit for you guys for the eye portion so that you can really see up close what we're doing. So right here is Honey, and I'm going to start using that with a big fluffy crease brush. This one is also from Sonia Kashuk. So basically you're going to start from where you stopped with the blue and go up to the brow bone. I'm just using windshield wiper motions to go back and forth with it. Now we're going to come back to Pacific, and I'm going to use a fluffy shadow brush. And I'm going to take that brush, and I'm going to press over the blue that I have already put down first. Pressing it against the lid gives you a uniform color and the best saturation. You can really see how nicely that Milani shadow stick complements this eyeshadow. Okay, now that we have that put on, I'm going to go into Mocha. And this is a nice bronzy brown color, and I'm going to use a small crease brush. A little of this color goes a long way, so be careful when you're loading your brush. I'm not really coming down the edge much. Work it into the crease right at that blue. And this is the deepest part of your crease. So we just want it to darken the crease just a little bit, and you can see it's just barely poking out of the crease. I've just lightly wiped that brush off, and then I'm going to go back into honey and just go over the edge of that with the honey again. This is just to make that kind of fade out and not have any line to it. Now with that same brush, I'm going to go into sandstone, and right at the highest part of my eyebrow, I'm going to lightly highlight with that sandstone. I'm going to take that big fluffy Sonia Kashuk crease brush, and I'm going back into Pacific. Now I'm going to intensify this outer corner with it over the mocha that we used. Go over the mocha lightly to blend it even more. This is going to give the illusion that the blue is just blending up to nothingness, but maintains a nice darkness in the crease. Now I'm going to take my accent brush. This is from Real Techniques, and I'm using Pacific on it. And I'm just going to accent under my lash line, just the outer half. We're going to do the other side now. Now I'm going into that mocha color, which was this one right here. And I'm going to do just the very outer corner with it. I'm going to take the Jordana liner in Bliss. Now I'm going to take my hip gel liner in black and my Sonia Kashuk bent eyeliner brush. And I'm just going to do a normal line of liner close to the lash line. You want to be as close to your lash line as you can so that you don't necessarily see the liner, it just defines your lashes. Now curl your lashes. And now for the mascara, I'm going to be using my XXL Pro Volume. It's the one with the primer and the mascara. So first I'm just going to put a layer of the primer. Now with this, the more layers of the primer you put, the more it's going to build up your lashes. Once you've done the 2 coats of the mascara, then we're going to do 1 coat on the bottom lashes to define them. My camera turned itself off for some reason, so I'm sorry if you missed anything. Because I won't know when it turned itself off until I start editing. Now that we've got the mascara done, the only thing left to do is the lips. For the lips, I'm going to start out by lining with my Brandy Wine from Wet n Wild. And if you notice, I'm not doing like a solid, very defined line. I'm just kind of doing a nice shading of the outer part of the lip. And I'm leaving the inner part of the lip bare. I'm going to be using my Buxom Lips in Naomi. Well, there's the finished look. I hope you really enjoyed it. I think it's a great blue smoky eye for the springtime. And don't forget that you can still wear your smoky eyes. They are very in for the spring and summertime this year, but just using more colorful looks instead of the dark, sexy, sultry smoky eyes gives it a nice, fresh spring twist to it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you again very soon. Until then, bye guys.